Welcome to the Peace Entertainment Business Show, where we meet up, share business interests, and hopefully solve a few problems along the way. Peace Entertainment Business Show is our way of providing
as much value as possible.
Preview.
We are taking your questions via social media about the topic of interest, which probably came from a blog.
Welcome. Today we are here with Marcus Brugger of Movement Fitness.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here, and we have an awesome kind of show we're doing. We're going to do 5 tips to eating out, and then I have a special link for you at the end, and I'm not going to say anything more about it except for it's going to change your life when you go out to eat.
Oh, mysterious.
If you're like me and all day and all night you're constantly thinking about those crispy chips, those sweet candies, cookies, and donuts, and of course chocolate, then you need to sort out your cravings. Did I say chocolate? When we are tired, stressed, bored, and plain hangry. You need this in your life. It's a 5-step guide to kill your cravings for good.
Welcome and good day. Today we are here with Marcus Brugger of Movement Fitness. So tell me real quick a little bit more about your business before we get into today's topic.
Okay, perfect. So we are located in Gainesville. We're a small group personal training studio. We pretty much do 6 to 8 people in each group, and we give them a lot of pretty much support, motivation, and attention during the workouts, so it's more personalized to them.
Okay, so it's not like going to a big gym. You actually work one-on-one with people or in small groups.
Yeah, so like we do everything by appointment only, and you have a trainer with you at all times, telling exactly like what to do, how to do it, and if you're doing it incorrectly, they're going to correct your form, but they're really there to just like push you and motivate you towards your goal.
Excellent. So it's good support while you're working on your goals. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So today's topic is about 5 tips when eating out. And so what I'm going to do is this came from some material that Marcus gave us. I'm going to read the tips. I'm going to have you expand on each one of them. Is that
perfect?
Cool? All right. So the first one is plan and enjoy the experience. Plan ahead what you are going to have or what your limits will be. So tell us a little more about that.
So the big thing is eating out should be a fun experience. It shouldn't be like something that is just quick and you scarf down your food and just leave right away. It should be something that you enjoy and you take your time in. Right. And I think we've gone away from that in America, just like filling the need of like hunger cravings.
Right. And all the restaurants have huge portions too, so if you're doing that, you shovel the whole thing down without
correct
consciously.
Yeah. So deciding. If you go ahead and just plan, it'll help you, number one, to not overindulge or to just like have the whole day blow up or the whole meal blow up the whole day in that sense.
Right. Excellent. All right, so the second tip is control the amount you eat. I guess I referenced that a little bit. Share entrees and skip the appetizers.
Yeah, so the biggest thing where people go wrong is appetizers, because those appetizers are normally half of your actual entrees, calorie amount, or if you want to get into sometimes crazy amounts. So if you skip the appetizers by themselves, it's perfect. The other trick, and me and my wife do this all the time, is sharing entrees. So you guys can share entree or even order different entrees and share a little bit of both, so you're not just eating one kind of food. It's kind of a little bit of a sampler. And then dessert-wise, if you're going to have dessert, it's normally going to be a huge portion, so never go ahead and have separate desserts.
Right. And if you know it's a portion that's bigger than you really want anyway, I know I've always, not always, but sometimes will actually ask for the doggy bag ahead of time and split it out. Because then you're not unthinkingly eating. Then it's a conscious choice. Awesome. So number 3, eat less earlier in the day. Eat frequent good foods until your restaurant meal. I.e., if you're having pizza for dinner, have less during the day for breakfast and lunch. So
this is the biggest kind of secret in keeping, your, I don't really like to call it diet, but you eating healthy, is say you're going to have pizza for lunch. Then for breakfast, you don't want to have high carbs because pizza has high carbs. Same for dinner. So you would just have, for instance, if you're going to have that pizza for breakfast, you would have something a little bit less carbohydrate dense. And for dinner, it would be probably, because a lot of people overeat on pizza because it's a carb and a fat. It fills you. It doesn't really fill you up. Yeah, it's really good too. But you actually, for dinner, you just won't have a carbohydrate with it. It would be like a vegetable and a protein. And it's a good trick to, so again, the big goal is to not blow up your day. That's the thing, because people get into the point of like, I have one bad meal, so now the whole day is ruined, and then they just keep going with the bad meals.
Right.
So if you can minimize the damage, you're ahead of the game.
Excellent. Okay. Number 4, drink plenty of water during the meal. Add lemon and burn 50 extra calories a day.
So drinking water is super important for your digestive system. It's a weird thing, but putting lemon in your water burns pretty much 50 calories extra a day.
Oh, so the lemon does the 50 calories.
Yeah.
Okay, I misread that.
So
okay.
the reason why is because it's a really gross reason, but it pretty much eats away, or I won't say eat away, but it allows the bile in your intestinal tracts to diminish.
Oh, it's an acid.
Yeah. So that's really the secret behind it. And you get more vitamins too, your vitamin C.
So does it need to be in the water or just lemon at all?
Speculation.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to say on that. I mean, it's just getting extra lemon.
And if it's cooked, it probably wouldn't work as well because that changes the chemistry. So.
Correct.
Okay.
So normally it's just lemon water because you're diluting it and you're not having a high concentration of it. You're having it over a period of time.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then number 5 is take time while you're eating. Eating too fast raises your stress hormones and is tough on your digestive system.
So you pretty much said it right there. I mean, when we're into a society of just scarf it down as fast as you can, but they're doing a lot of research that shows the more you like speed up your eating, the more stress hormones go up. Because you're not meant to eat a huge amount of food in a fast time unless you're in a fight or flight mode.
Right,
so
that makes sense, and that would create the stress hormone.
Correct. And then the digestive system, your body, again, if you put, I'll think of an analogy, but we'll go with, if you put a ton, like a brick into your stomach, it's going to take forever to move down. Right. If you just put smaller amounts of let's say smaller rocks, it'll just kind of ease down instead of one big concentration.
Right. So because if you eat slower, you're going to chew better too, and that would reduce the brick.
Yep.
An analogy. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Excellent. So let's go back a little bit towards just the overall fitness beyond the eating out. What are small groups better for people?
Well, the biggest thing we see is a lot of people they've been out of it for a while, or they just have never really worked out with weights before, or they've done something where it's just a large class and they've kind of been lost in the crowd. Yeah. So the small groups really enable us to personalize each person because everyone can't work out the same way. It's that simple.
Everybody's body's different.
Yeah, it's all the marketing and the fitness industry will tell you can, but you can't because of
that's marketing. Not life.
True story. And it has to do with a lot of things. So like everyone has compensation issues, so muscular imbalances, alignment issues, and those things can lead to injuries. And if you have those tightnesses in your body and you go to do just like, say, a squat, for instance, and you're doing it incorrectly, you're just going to put your risk of injury super high. And when we see that, people tend to give up faster because they're like, I'm getting hurt when I'm working out, I'm not feeling good while I'm working out. So it really lets us personalize it to each individual.
Okay, excellent. And then, why are diets making people fat?
All right, so I wouldn't even, I mean, they're definitely making them fat, but I would probably spin it as they're making them fail, because...
Oh, it does say fail.
That's all right. That's all right.
That was a very interesting misstep there, actually. It's probably helpful.
But it's all right. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So the big thing is, number one, they're tough on your body. Number one, a lot of those hormones come up and actually help you during that time where you're in a huge deficit with those diets. I mean, every diet is kind of a deficit in a way.
Well, I mean, if you're going to lose weight, it's got to be there somehow.
Yeah. At some points, it just depends. But the other thing is people stay on a diet too long and they don't transition off of it. So the biggest kind of hardest point in a person's kind of weight loss journey is when they get close to their goal or they've been doing it for a while and they're doing the same thing and they keep in their head, if I just keep doing this, I'm going to get there. But the true story is you actually have to change how you eat. Kind of like you go down like this with your weight loss. Sometimes you get in the plateaus. That's a big key that you need to change what you eat because then you can go back down because you can't eat the same way all the way there. And when you get down to your actual goal, you have to change it from a weight loss diet to a diet that actually is feeding more food into your system so you could sustain it long term. Right.
Well, and that, plateaus is a, everybody knows part of that. You have to change something up.
Yep.
So.
last point on that, which is a huge point, is psychologically.
Yes.
It just breaks people because they've said, I've tried everything, when they've tried all these diets that haven't worked. And when you keep telling yourself that, you create the belief, and that belief makes you give up. So that's really the biggest drawback of a diet. It makes you quit.
Yeah. Okay. Fabulous. And then the last of the questions that we had discussed initially is, what's the best way to start losing weight this coming new year?
All right. So the research is there. The best way to, kind of do well this new year is to start now. So they have huge stats on it, like good 70-80% of people are more successful by starting actually before New Year's than waiting till New Year's. Because number one, I think the stats like 50 or 60% of people don't even start in January. They don't start till February. But that's just a little one. But it's just a mindset thing. So if you can get your mindset that this isn't just for New Year's, that this is for beyond New Year's, and I'm taking control of it, is really what this is showing. When you start now, you take control of your situation right now, because all your weight loss is a situation you're in. It's not who you are. It's not. It doesn't sum up who you can be. Any of that stuff. It is a situation you're in, and you can control it and change it when you want to. So it brings that power and that confidence into you to say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and it empowers you. It really does, and that's our most successful clients, the ones that do it.
Well, anecdotally, I'll tell you, I actually started last year. I think it was the 31st of October. Yep. And I've maintained it for over a year now. So
perfect.
It is true, folks, and I think a resource like Marcus is really good because some people can do it on their own, but most people need help. You need a coach, you need a guider to help you when you're down, because we all have those days. We all have those days of I'm done. And when you have somebody to help guide you along the way, they can help bring you out of those and say, no, you just need to keep going. You got to get through this. It's just a fluctuation or whatever your particular hiccup that day is.
Yeah, and we're our own toughest critics, no matter what. And sometimes you need someone on the outside to encourage you, support you, and say, hey, whatever you're thinking isn't the case.
Oh, yes.
You're doing great.
Absolutely. My other life, I'm in the beauty business, and you have to tell people all the time, because as we said earlier, marketing is not life. You are beautiful. And fitness is that. It's about the fitness. It's not, the looks are great, don't get me wrong, but really what we're looking for is health.
Yeah, health and just overall becoming a better person.
Yes.
That's what the whole health realm is you're trying to become better so that everything else is easier. It's not going to get easier. You're going to become better. It's just that simple.
Preview.
So Marcus, I heard you have a great link for us. Tell us about it.
We do. We have a restaurant cheat sheet for Gainesville, Haymarket, and Bristow. And you can pretty much download it instantly right below this video. And you'll be able to know exactly what to eat when you go out, healthy alternatives, so that you're not just like, hey, what do I eat when I go out to this restaurant or this restaurant? So it's really simple, easy, and again, you can download it instantly right below this video.
That's awesome, because some of those menus are so overwhelming. So if you have the cheat sheet ahead of time, it's going to be much easier to pre-plan, like we had talked about earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you so much for all your knowledge that you've shared with us today, and the free guide. That's just going to, I think, really help our listeners. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. And again, if you'd like to download that cheat sheet, it's right below the video, and it'll help you tremendously during the end of this year and the beginning of next.
Thank you for watching.